Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome back to another great episode of the Activate LA live stream, not the radio show today. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I can see you guys are coming in and hitting that like button. That helps a lot. It helps a lot with the algorithm. That lets YouTube know, yo, Activate is back again. He's live. He's doing his thing. The family's starting to gather around, and it's about to be another good show. How you guys been, man? I miss you guys. I've been missing you guys, but I've been working as usual on stuff, and not only cleaning the studio as usual, but on upgrading actually the quality of the camera. So, Ray, you know you got recently a camera. Why do you need more? You always want more. Today's going to be a good show, man. Today is going to be a good show. Do me a favor, man, and type in a number 3 on the chat if you can hear my audio, if my audio is good. Big shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now on Facebook and also on X. Big shout out to everybody on X. Do me a favor, man. If you guys can come on over to YouTube, hit the like button, drop a comment, and hang out over here. This is where you guys can drop your comments, and you guys will be able to read them down right here. Look, so I'll be able to highlight them in case if you guys have any questions. You know what I mean? I could just highlight your comment right there, and if not, you can still hear the robot's gonna read your text up in here. So that's no problem. We have a good show today. It's gonna be a quick one, but at the same time, I do have a bunch of topics ready for you guys, and but man, we're getting closer to summer. We are getting closer to summer, and as we get closer to summer,
in her final few
getting
seconds,
excited. So okay, my bad. What's going on over here with my audio, man? I'm telling you guys. All right, there we go. So, man, there's been a lot of things going on. One of the topics that is going super crazy, super viral, is this Mexican TikToker. And I know probably you guys are going to be like, oh, come on, bro. You know, we don't want to hear about the TikTokers. Big shout out to the TikTokers. But this case is going viral all over, not only Mexico, the U.S., Latin America, but just worldwide. And the reason why it is going crazy and it's going so viral is because it's this influencer, as usual, TikTok model, and she was on the live, and as usual they were sending her gifts and everything. One of the friends was there with her. I guess a couple of friends that were on the chat, they were saying, oh, you know, they're gonna send you a gift, and she wanted to leave. She's like, no, you know, I don't want to stay here, you know, I gotta leave. And no, we're gonna give you a gift. And they the delivery person arrived with the Starbucks, then with another gift, and next thing you know, person showed up in the motorcycle and deleted her. And this was caught on the live stream, TikTok's live stream. So that is the reason why this is going crazy, and it's going super viral, man. Let me play this video for you guys so I can get you guys up to beat. And but this is crazy. Let me see. So this is the video right here. It says TikTok beauty influencer pew to get deleted during the live in the stream. So
stream ended. A TikTok live stream ended in terror when a 23-year-old beauty influencer was shot dead on camera at her salon in Western Mexico. Valeria Marquez had thousands of followers on social. A TikTok live stream ended in terror when a 23-year-old beauty influencer was shot. A TikTok live stream ended in terror when a 23-year-old beauty influencer was shot dead on camera at her salon in Western Mexico. Valeria Marquez had thousands of followers on social media, where just moments before her death, she showed off a stuffed animal that was delivered to her. Then, in her final few seconds, she is seen looking into the distance right before she is shot dead. Jalisco state authorities said a man entered her salon and fired at her, and she had no vital signs when medics arrived. The suspects have yet to be identified, but the case is being investigated as a suspected femicide. A rampant problem in Mexico, a country that has seen staggering level of violence against women and girls.
It's crazy, man. Sad. Is very, very sad. So they got her in the middle of the live stream, and this happened in down in Mexico. The city is called Zapopan, Guadalajara, right? It's Guadalajara, Jalisco. The city's called Zapopan, our area, and kind of sucks, man, because that's the name of a fruta spot that I go. Zapopan, in the city of Bellflower, Bell Gardens. Shout out to them. So yeah, so it was crazy, man. So Valeria Marquez was addressing her TikTok followers in the live stream from her beauty salon. So she was the owner at 23 years old. She was already the owner of a beauty salon down there. So she was there live streaming when someone arrived at the door to deliver a small parcel. And he's a little piglet, the 23-year-old beauty influencer exclaimed as she returned to her viewers and unwrapped the stuffed animal, smiling as she tossed her long blonde hair. So they're saying that this little pink piglet, had a meaning, right? Some people are saying that she was set up by her friend, because I can play the video, but I'm not going to play the video for you guys because the YouTube norms and regulations and all rules. I don't want to get banned, but you guys can go on TikTok and just type in her name, and the video's there, man. So people are saying that they gave her that piglet, or that little pig, so that way the shooter knew who she was as soon as she arrived to the person. He arrived to the place. They told him, like, hey, it's gonna be the blonde girl with the blonde hair. So now this is so far alleged, right? I'm gonna say alleged. There is updates, but I'm gonna bring you guys up to date later on. But so far this is what we know, right? So and then some people are saying that it's her own friend that was there with her, because when after she got shot, right? Normally you will hear, and that's true. I agree with them, right? If something happens, especially like a lot of females, they yell, they start crying, dudes start yelling, or you start hearing people in distress, right? And in this case, the friend, you cannot, the friend didn't have no reaction, nothing. The only thing she did was go straight to the phone, to the Valeria Marquez, the victim's phone, and she ended the live stream there, the TikTok live stream. So it's kind of like, if my friend just got shot or hurt, I'm not gonna go and run to the phone and end the live stream, right? On the contrary, I might even start telling the people, hey, this and this happened, or you'll hear me panicking. And so people are thinking that she had something to do. Some other people are saying that Valeria Marquez, was involved with with certain groups down there in Mexico. The mob, the cartels, So, and people are saying, 23 years old, all that successful and all that stuff, and she was in malos pasos, the way they say it, right? She was not living a good life. She was living a life in a world of lavishness, but when it came to being surrounded to people of that are doing good, she was not surrounded by those people. So moments later, so this happened, and it says moments later she was unalived, slumped over in her chair. Yeah, that's crazy. You see on the video, man, she just goes boom. Um, and she was slumped over her chair with blood pooling on the desk in front of her. Even as the live stream continued, the footage ended only when another person picked up the phone. There we go. Their face momentarily showing to the viewers. According to the state of Jalisco, okay, the state is Jalisco. Yeah, there you go. According to the Jalisco State Attorney General Office, Marquez was shot in the head by a male intruder into her hair salon, into her salon. In a case, it is being investigated as a suspected femicide. In Mexico, when it comes to females, a woman, they categorize the unaliving differently, right? Like they don't call it homicide; they actually call it femicide because it's the crime and the violence against females down there. It is so crazy that they gotta. I'm guessing they not only call it femicide, they put the name of femicide just because they put it because it's more charges. That's how bad it is, down there. Um, so an investigating suspect femicide, the killing of a woman or a girl of gender based on reasons. The death of Marquez, a public figure with more than 100,000, 100,000 followers, has sent shockwaves through the country that has long struggled with high levels of both homicide and violence against women. According to a spokesperson for the Jalisco prosecutor's office, the man accused of committing the crime showed up at the site of the murder before Marquez had arrived. So the killer showed up and arrived way before um, she was there, and then he came back a couple of times. So the suspect's name has not been released, and it is not the crime is still being investigated as related to drug cartels. So there's a lot of things, a lot of speculations and stuff that people are saying, right? That she was involved with the mob, and um, she was not around good people. She was not around good people, and but it's crazy, man. You gotta watch who you're hanging out with. Sometimes a lot of people in this type of lifestyle, right? They they get hooked on it. They like that lavish lifestyle. They like all of that money, um, jewels, gifts, and all that. And 22-year-old and 23-year-old, and they were saying, man, that she had not only with the person that is suspected to be the shooter, he's supposed to be the ex, and she's got another boyfriend. Now they haven't talked about the boyfriend. And what was crazy, uh, that's more. I know. There's more. What's even crazier is that they're saying that the cops took a long time to arrive there. They took a long time. Wow, to arrive there. I don't know why my screen came over here. Um, and that's because they didn't want to show up. And there's been cases also too where Valeria Marquez will go to clubs, and even the bouncers will be like, "Hey, man, like you can't come in." They wouldn't let her in because she was so connected with the cartel people that they didn't want them show up and make a ruckus, right? So, but man, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they catch the. She was so beautiful. Hey, Lupe, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, man. But people, sometimes choose to hang around bad company, and that's very, very, very tragic. Um, but big shout out to everybody tuning in. Do me a huge favor, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you can drop a comment, it helps the live stream too. Let me know where you're watching from, and because I would love to give you a shout out and shout out your city or where you are watching from. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna jump into the next topic. And hey, Lupe, big shout out to you. Let me hit you with a Don DeMarco. Let me see. Gotta get some water. Let's start it up. Welcome back. I am your host, King Activate from InfoActivateLA. Glad you guys are tuning in. I'm glad you guys are here, man. Yo, check it out. Check it out. A couple of, what was it, like a month ago, or was it a year ago? A year or almost 2 years ago, there was a person creating chaos here on the freeways, road raging and getting aggressive, getting out the car and getting off the car with you know, and hitting people's cars, you know, getting crazy either with a bat, with a metal bar, whatever he had in his hand. It was a Tesla driver too. People were tripping, right? People were laughing. They're like, "Oh, there's these Tesla people." And so this person finally was caught, right? He was caught finally, and he was taken to jail for what we heard, right? That's the last thing that we heard. He was here in California, right? He was here in California, but fast forward, a couple of days ago, I saw some news from Hulu, from Hawaii, right? Because I was following the case of Hana Kobayashi, so I was following some channel news from Hawaii. Shout out to everybody in Hawaii, and they're like they posted a video of this guy getting crazy on this chick, at the gym, and I think he tried to slap her or something, and I was like, what the hell? And then it turns out they're like, yeah, this guy is he's known also too for terrorizing and having road rage, and he's known as the Tesla road rager. I was like, what the hell? Like, okay, so this is where this guy is at. So they got his ass. They got him. They got his ass, and I sent the video. Shout out to Miss Jess. I sent the video to Miss Jess, and I was like, "Hey, look, check it out." I think I just dropped it. She's like, "Oh yeah, they got him. You know, they even beat him up in jail." I was like, "Damn!" So here he is in the picture, man. People down over there, man. They don't mess around, dude. They do not. They in Hawaii. Shout out to the fan bam in Hawaii. They don't mess around, man. I know we say that the West Coast this and that. But this guy tried to go over there and get crazy. As soon as they took him to jail, they beat the brakes out of him. And so it says serial Tesla road rager beating to a bloody pulp in prison. He's arrested for allegedly attacking a mom and teen learning how to park. So okay, so he was attacking people in Hawaii. It was not only the person at the gym, but it was also to other people, right? And it says here Nathaniel Radomak 39 was assaulted by inmates in Halawa Correctional Facility at 4:25 p.m. Monday. The Hawaii Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation told the news. So for the people that maybe don't remember, let me play this video for you guys so you guys can get a catch up to the news. And for the people that already know about this, you guys can get a little refresher, right? You remember that, Lupe, right? Oh, this guy, man, was crazy, man. So hold on, let me get this my volume up. Facebook activate. Oh, okay. Big shout out to the Facebook fan bam. Please come on over to YouTube. And Lupe said you can't go around doing a thing and think you won't get karma. Yeah, man. Yeah, F that guy. And the messed up thing is that he was doing it to females, man. And it's like, come on, man. What kind of man does that BS, right? Okay, I got the stream deck here. Where do I have this? All right. Boom, boom, boom. Let me bring. So. Boom. Okay. So this was the guy right here. Let me see. Can I go soon? No. Internet green room. Let me see. Is this better? this better? No. Boom. Okay, this, I think this is better right here. Boom. Boom. I'm trying to fix the angles for you guys. So look at this. Look at this nut job right here, man. I'm sure you guys are gonna remember this dude, man. Here you go.
2 years ago, this raging driver carrying a metal pipe leaped out of his Tesla on a busy Los Angeles highway and started smashing the pickup behind him.
Jeez.
The shocking attack was caught on dash cam. That's not all. Moments earlier, the same driver was caught committing another act of road rage.
That's crazy.
After the road rage video got lots of attention, other motorists came forward to claim they were also victims of his out-of-control temper.
He repeatedly struck my driver's side window with a crowbar.
Nathaniel Radamak was sentenced to 5 years in prison in Los Angeles in 2023.
Okay.
Get this, he was released after serving.
So he was supposed to go to jail for 5 years, right? See, this is what I'm saying, man. We need a stricter laws here, because you can't just, dude. This guy was terrorizing people, man. I mean, imagine a dude getting out with a crowbar or just a metal and just getting crazy. You're gonna be like, oh, as a guy, and then you're gonna react, right? But as a female by herself, woman, I'm not putting down females or the ladies, but it's just a man, getting crazy like that. He is going to cause some damage. So let's get back over here.
Los Angeles in 2023. Get this, he was released after serving just 10 months behind bars due to overcrowding conditions. After getting out of jail, Radamak apparently moved to Hawaii to start a new life. Now comes an astonishing development. Cops say he was just involved in another road rage assault after a teen driver whose mom was teaching her how to parallel park asked him to slow down. That apparently triggered the crazed man to lash out. Cops say he punched the teen driver through her car window. Then he lunged at the mom after she confronted him.
He came running across the street. He came running across.
Then he lunged. Cops say he punched, triggered the crazed man to lash out. He was just involved in another road rage assault after a teen driver whose mom was teaching her how to parallel park asked him to slow down. That apparently triggered the crazed man to lash out. Cops say he punched the teen driver through her car window. Then he lunged at the mom after she confronted him.
He came running across the street, punched me right in my eye right here.
Surveillance footage shows him fleeing right after the attack, running through a stop sign. Cops arrested the 39-year-old suspect and towed away his Tesla. And here he is today, bruised, swollen, and bloodied after prison officials say he was assaulted by inmates where he's being held.
They beat the brakes out of him. Let me get you guys a close-up. He deserved it, man. I don't like wishing bad upon anybody, but this guy really deserved it, man. Let me see. There we go. Damn. Okay. Sorry, no, I should have had my angles ready, but there we go. Boom. Look at that, man. Oh yeah, man. They gave me his fix.
We found criminal charges against him in 9 different states. Convictions include assault, vandalism, elder abuse, criminal threats, stalking, theft, and driving without a license. Now his road rage victims in LA and Hawaii say they are furious that Radamak was released early from prison. Internet sleuth Michael McWhorter helped cops track down Radamak in the LA attacks.
A lot of his original victims, their concern was him being released. Obviously, he hadn't been rehabilitated in such a short amount of time, and their concern was he was going to do this again.
Finally, it appears the road rage driver is getting a taste of his own medicine.
Oh, they get with that fix-up. There we go. So, once again, man, I don't like wishing, harm or anything bad, to people, but this guy really deserved it. So he went over there to jail. I mean, to Hawaii, tried to beat up 2 ladies over there, then messed with another lady at the gym. I don't even think they talked about that here, but there's another video of him getting crazy with this chick at the gym. And I'm glad. Shout out to the lady, and because she I'm sorry about that, caught him on video, and I think that's how they recognize him, right? They were all like, oh, wait a minute, isn't this the same dummy, dumbass from last time? Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's a video right here. So he started getting crazy with the chick at the gym. Here we go.
The suspected serial road rage driver, now charged with attacking 2 women in Kaka'ako, has allegedly been assaulted by inmates at Halawa Prison. The Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation says Nathaniel Radamak had injuries to his face and torso and was taken to the hospital for treatment. It happened just before 4:30 yesterday afternoon at Halawa, hours after Radamak appeared in court for a separate traffic case. Now,
that coward deserves.
He has another hearing tomorrow on the new felony charges.
Huh? How does the saying goes? They play stupid. He's played stupid games. You know. So, where's okay? I want to show you guys the video though. Okay, let me play this right here. The Los Angeles. You don't see. What is this? We'll check out this video tomorrow. For now, because I got a schedule here for you guys. Not a schedule for you guys. I got
The suspected serial road rage driver, now charged with attack.
Instagram and stay connected at InfoActivateLA Radio.
Teleradio. Where's okay, here we go. This is the video. I'm glad they got his ass, man. Hey, do me a favor, man. Hit the like button, please. Drop one of your favorite emojis. It helps the live stream and the algorithm. That way, other people get the notification, and they know we're live streaming.
New details tonight about the man accused of a road rage attack against a mother and her teenage daughter last week in Kaka'ako. Nathaniel Radamak is accused of assaulting a different woman at a gym in Kahala. Kristen Concilio joins us tonight. And Kristen, you spoke with that alleged victim.
That's right. The woman has asked to remain anonymous because Radamak could soon be released on bail. But she shared with me a video of the alleged attack at a Planet Fitness.
Another alleged victim of convicted serial road rage driver Nathaniel Radamak is afraid he could be released from jail, endangering the community.
Yeah, it's really terrifying. We've proven time and time again that he's a threat to society, and especially to women.
The woman in her early 20s asked not to be identified in fear of retaliation, but says she had a recent run-in with Radamak at the Planet Fitness in Kahala.
It was completely unprovoked, but he came up behind me and said, hey, do me a favor, don't ever pass my machine when I'm using it again.
And when she spoke up for herself,
you want to try me? I'll sock you right in your face.
She says she started videotaping his erratic behavior when things escalated.
In the video, you can see there that he comes up and he gets closer to me and says, why do you keep recording me? And then within a split second, he attempted to punch me in my head.
Man. Just weeks later, Radamak allegedly punched Diane Ung and her teenage daughter while the girl was learning how to parallel park in Kaka'ako. Radamak was convicted of assault and sentenced to prison for repeatedly bashing in cars and terrorizing his mostly female victims in Southern California, but served just 10 months of a 5-year prison sentence for the multiple road rage attacks.
It could be worse.
Oh, look at this
we don't know how bad it can get if we don't just take those precautions now and take away his right to freedom. He doesn't deserve that right.
After his arrest, Radamak was allegedly beaten by inmates at the Halawa Correctional Facility and now has a chance to be free on bail.
We are very concerned that the public...
How are they going to release him, man? Come on. This guy has to have money, man. They need to do a background check on his ass because he's been getting off the hook easily, man. Easily. And this guy, I mean, he's been busted because of this, and it's because of the footage that people have provided. And there's actual footage of him doing these coward activities, right? But I'm sure there's other victims out there, which I advise, man, to come forward if you've been a victim of this person, because this person does not deserve to be out there, man. This guy is obviously not good mentally, and he does not need to be out there hurting people, man.
Public and the victims need to be protected from somebody that is just acting extremely recklessly and causing havoc in the community. On the other side of the coin, the judge needs to consider that the defendant is still a person, a human being, that has certain constitutional rights.
Yeah.
But the young woman at the gym says it's not worth the risk.
And given his irrational, unhinged, lunatic, misogynistic behavior, if we just let him back out into society and the system fails us as women and as citizens, again, like, who knows? It could be your sister, it could be your tutu, it could be your mom, it could be your auntie, it could be your girlfriend, your wife, like, it could be anyone next.
As of now, Radamac's not facing charges for the Planet Fitness incident, but he's expected to be in court tomorrow for the alleged road rage assault. His bail is set at $100,000. Christine Concilio, Island News.
$100,000. This guy's got to have money, man. This guy has to have money. Let's see how he gets off, and I bet you he's gonna get off quickly, easily, right? He probably he's the son of somebody, you know, out there, rich. And careful, ladies, man. It's so sad. It's so sad that there's dudes like this out there, and gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful. I'll keep you guys posted, though. I'll keep you guys posted and give you guys an update on the whole situation, and we will see what happens, man. If there's justice, because sometimes they let people get away with shit, right? Once again, man, a shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys' help, and I mean,
big issues.
Support. Yeah, he does. So, man, it's a lot of things going on right now on the internet. We got the whole situation with rapper Tory Lanez that got attacked. He got attacked in prison, right? And maybe a lot of people, some people, you guys know who Tory Lanez is, and maybe some of you guys don't know. And I do not blame you guys, because you know, it's a lot of stuff going on out there. But they took him into jail, paraphrasing here, because of alleged, well, they sentenced him, right, to prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Megan Thee Stallion is a female rapper. They were out on a date or hanging out with friends.
Fire.
Thank you, Luke. Appreciate it.
Fire.
And it somehow pew pew got activated and fired, and Megan Thee Stallion got shot in the foot, and they blamed Tory Lanez. They took Tory Lanez to jail, and then now Tory Lanez is in prison, and he got attacked, man, by this man right here, and he stabbed Tory Lanez about 14 times, man, in the back, in the head, and man, my prayers are with the Tory Lanez, man. Hope he recovers. And now people are coming forward, and they're saying that what's her name, Megan Thee Stallion, she lied, that she actually lied, you know. And so there's a lot of people. I'm paraphrasing on this whole thing, and now there's a big dilemma, big drama on YouTube, and I normally don't talk about gang life or stuff like that. That's not my interest. But they're saying that they're trying to create a gang war or a race war, whatever, man. You guys chill out there, man. Don't let this divide you guys. Don't let this get in the middle of you guys, man. Main thing here, I hope this guy recovers. I hope Tory Lanez recovers. Let me read you guys a little bit here. The article, it says, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation tells the news Tori was allegedly attacked by a fellow inmate named Centino Casio around 7 a.m. on Monday morning in a housing unit at California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. Ah, man. I don't know why I can't pronounce that, but Tehachapi, whatever. So, and damn, this guy looks crazy right here. I think he's got like a little satanic star. I don't know what it is. It looks kind of like it, but so now people are saying a lot of stuff that this was a hit, that they wanted him out, and one thing for sure, man, I hope Tory Lanez recovers, and at the same time, man, there's justice for him. If they lied on Tory Lanez, and the guy's in jail, went to jail for something he didn't do, and Megan Thee Stallion lied, I think Tory Lanez needs justice. You know what I mean? And if she lied and got on and taken to jail, she needs to pay the consequences, man. I'm sorry to say it, but it's you can't be accusing people for things they didn't do. Especially this guy went to jail, lost everything, and almost lost his life, right? Almost lost his life. But I'll keep you guys posted on this one too, on this topic. Once again, man, like I said, I'm trying to catch up and come up with topics. Just busy over here with the fam, man. But I miss coming into live streams. But family first, and I got to take care of stuff. And that's crazy, man. That is crazy. People, stay away, stay out of jail. Homeless CEO. Okay, this is crazy. How people's crazy, right? What's where's my
It's an evil world we live in.
Here, there's another news, and this is gonna, man, it's crazy. There's a news a homeless CEO. Okay, let me go to the news. Not a homeless CEO, but it's a CEO of this organization that's in charge to help the homeless, right? But she got caught. Stealing from the poor. Man, humanity is just messed up, man. Like why are you gonna do that, right? Let me unmute this. Let me play the video for you guys. What's up with the more options? Real. Where's
Adams Kellum? She's the former CEO. Their beautiful necklace, dress, photo shoot, because she about to go to jail. If you don't know who that was, her name is Dr. Valeria Adams Kellum. She's the former CEO of the LA Homeless Services Authority. Yes, this is a person who supposedly administers homeless services in California. She was recently forced to resign, though, after her mega agency failed multiple audits. She says, "I don't know where or how we spent billions of dollars." Oh, trust me, we know. It's going right here.
Damn.
This necklace is obscene. I mean, I don't know anything about pearls, but this has got to be maybe $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 right here. So how did she get that money? Well, first off, she paid herself a monstrous salary, $430,000 a year. Then she funneled millions of dollars into her husband's sham organization, allegedly, 3 separate times. She also really tried to booze it up at her holiday party by demanding that taxpayers pay for her open bar. And when an associate of hers said that, hey, that is an improper use of public funds, she got visibly angry and then terminated her employment. This is not only very petulant behavior, but also very illegal. After that, she started hiring her friends with whistleblowers, alleging that she pushed out staff, experienced staff, to hire unqualified friends and former subordinates from her previous job into high-level, high-salary positions within the LA Homeless Services Authority. And when people caught wind of this and started reporting, she tried to cover her tracks by destroying public records and also arranging to pay hush money, $800,000 to silence whistleblowers. $800,000 of your money. Yeah, I think it's time to start selling off some of these pearls, girl, because you're going to need that money. The last thing I'll say, and this part is serious, is that the only reason why we know about any of this stuff is because there are still some great local reporters on the ground who still believe in real journalism, pieces that I've cited in this video, as well as brave whistleblowers who still know right from wrong. Thank you guys. You guys are the real heroes. I hope this woman enjoyed herself with her beautiful necklace, dress, photo shoot, because she about to go to jail. If you don't know who that was, her name is Dr. Valeria Adams Kellum. She is the former CEO of the LA Homeless Services Authority. Yes, this is a person.
That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Recently, I saw news, man. It was going viral all over the internet. It's very sad, man. They found this missing mother at this homelessness encampment, right, or tent, unalived, and she was unalived, and they're saying that some dogs attacked her, and it was a horrible scene. And we got this lady over here stealing from the LA people and buying necklaces and donating to the husband's fund, allegedly, right? But they're already asking, man. There's a lot of people, man, waking up. They got a person auditing the LA government, California state government, on the budget, because they were supposed to fund and do fix or work on fixing the homelessness problem, right? And and I think it was this, like, back in I don't know exactly the date, but it says LA's top homelessness official signed $2.1 million contract with the husband's employer. Okay, this is what she donated to the husband's organization, and it's like, what the hell? Where's my green? Okay, there we go. Oh, I see this. This is why I was like, how come I don't have? There we go. Man, LA, California, man, we got some real corrupt politicians, man. We got some real corrupt politicians here. And I was talking to a friend. I was like, man, we are the California is the state, one of the states that produces more, helps the economy and and everything. How do we don't have, we're not, have a safe community. We're not protected. And it's just when we pay a lot of money in taxes, but crooked people, right? These people, these politicians, man, they don't care about us. And I'm trying to look for the. There we go. They don't care about the people. They don't care about the people. And there is no reason why we should have crime when we pay a lot of money, when rent, mortgage is super expensive, right? Anyway, well, do me a huge favor. Please hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate that. And yeah, here we go. It says homeless CEO caught stealing from the poor. Wow. Let's get into it. All right. So I had to make that quick little recording right there. Like, wait a minute, you just read the note already. As you guys know, man, I cut the episodes. And I cut the streaming episodes, and then I upload them. So let me see. Well, how come I ended up coming to the screen right here? Do I have anything else here for you guys? I know I had another article. I had the P Diddy, man. How this is a P Diddy live stream, right? And so we're gonna go through the P Diddy. We're gonna listen to some updates. We're gonna listen to some updates, and actually this came out a couple of hours today. We're gonna go through it together, and this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I don't know. This makes me think a lot, and I was talking to another friend about this, because people always hit me up. Hey, man, are you gonna cover this case? Hey, man, did you cover this? And my friend approached me with the news to show me the video. But before he showed me the video, he's like, hey, man, do you think a woman's past or somebody's past can affect their future relationship or their And I was like, well, no, I mean, depends if somebody's honest with the person and tells them, look, I am the person that and but I used to be wild back in my days, and you're honest, so you let them know, her or him, hey man, this is the way I used to be. So in case something pops off, you already know, talked about it, and if this is not what you're looking for, I don't want to waste your time, and that way you don't get surprises. And my friend was like, well, I don't know, man. Like, have you seen the updates with the Diddy trial? I was like, oh man, here we go. I was like, what's been popping off? So Cassie Ventura, the victim and accuser of Diddy, popped up, went to the court, right? She went up there to the trial, Diddy's trial, and she was a witness. She told her story and everything that happened. And the husband of Cassie Ventura, he was there to support her. They already have 2 kids. I think it's 2 daughters. God bless them. So God bless them, the whole family. But Cassie Ventura, she has that past. But in that past, we only know what we heard, or like through the tapes or news that when Diddy beat her up on the outside the hotel room, and when Diddy had her on the floor. But when it comes to the freak offs, man, they started talking about some crazy stuff and what she did, and they start talking about, she's talking, for what I heard, we're about to see the video. She's talking about, Diddy pissing on her and her rubbing the men's fluid on so and so. Disclaimer, man, if this is 18 and over, adults only channel, 18 and over channel, and if you're underage, you shouldn't be watching this. So if you have any kids or anybody under 18, please make sure you send them over to the other room. Have them put the headphones, have them go to sleep. It's already late, and this is just my disclaimer. This is just for mature audience only. And if you are under 18 and you're watching this, you shouldn't be watching this. So just go watch something else, and come back when you're 18, just out of respect. Okay, just so let's hop into this. Let's hop into the whole thing, and.
I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. The defense getting their chance today to question Sean Diddy Combs' ex, Cassie Ventura. She spent 2 days telling the jury about how he forced her into drug-fueled freak-offs against her will with male prostitutes. Combs' defense now trying to paint a very different picture of their decade-long relationship. Cassie grilled about explicit text messages with Combs. As the defense tried to show the jury the freak-offs were a defining feature of their relationship. This, as the judge told the defense to wrap this up by tomorrow, because Cassie, who is 8.5 months pregnant, could go into labor any minute now. Combs faces the possibility of life in prison if convicted. He's pleaded not guilty and has denied all wrongdoing. We'll break down everything that happened in court today. We'll also get into the top searches on the web right now.
I'm just watching this with you guys on the live too. I haven't seen this, so I'm gonna be stopping this here and there. For the people that don't want to hear me talk over the video, don't want to hear my commentary, I'm just go look for the video. It says Diddy trial day 4, Cassie Ventura question about alleged violence and drug use, and then you can watch it over there, right? But so I don't want people complaining, hey man, you talk too much, hey, you stop this. This is what we do here. So if you want to hang out with us, do it. Let's do it. Let's have a good time. Here we go. Hit the like button.
Now tied to the Diddy trial, like white nail polish and can Trump pardon Diddy? We'll answer those questions in a bit. First, though, let's go to Aaron Katursky, our chief investigative correspondent outside the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Aaron, can you take us inside the courtroom? The defense is finally getting to question Cassie Ventura. What was this questioning like?
The questioning was very intense, although it was relatively gentle. But here was a woman who is a mother now, expecting her 3rd child at any moment, with her husband in the courtroom, reading aloud the most personal and intimate text messages you could
I'll say, like, some people say disgusting, man. Some people are saying, like, that they're surprised. They wouldn't be surprised if the husband leaves her, you know, because this is some crazy stuff. This is some crazy stuff.
Ever imagine being read in open court about the sex she desired, the orgasms she had, and what she wanted to do with her intimate partner at the time, Sean Combs. And this was, if embarrassing for her, she seemed kind of resigned to it because she read it in matter-of-fact, rather kind of calm, flat tone, and she never wavered, she never lost her composure.
I'm curious, Aaron, what was the reaction in the courtroom as she read those text messages?
Well, some of the jurors, one woman shook her head, but most of them appeared to lean in toward their screen so they could read along and follow along as some of the messages, maybe the less eye-popping ones, but nonetheless pointed toward the evidence, where she said, "I'm always ready to freak off. I love to F-O, to freak off." Because the idea on the defense...
And that's another thing, that this whole thing is starting to have people divided, because, you know, some people were like with Cassie, and I'm just telling you guys what I hear on the internet, right? A lot of people are saying that, wait a minute, according to what she read, that she's about to read right now, she was with it. She was with it, you know? And some people are saying, no, she was a victim. So they are divided. They are divided.
Inside is to say that Cassie Ventura was not coerced into these sexual encounters with male prostitutes under threat of violence or humiliation, the way prosecutors describe, but was a willing, even eager participant in the swingers lifestyle that they say Sean Combs led.
Good night.
Aaron, there was also some pretty surprising testimony today about Combs's drug use, allegations that he was addicted to opiates and at one point overdosed. What did we learn?
Well, this was part of the defense strategy, to concede that he's a drug user. Now, maybe the public didn't know the extent, but the defense was pretty frank that at one point he was addicted to opiates. At one point he flew to Mexico to try what Cassie Ventura called a plant medicine type remedy that's not legal in the United States, that the two together tried just about every drug, MDMA, ecstasy, ketamine, that the night of the now infamous freak-off in 2016 in the Los Angeles Intercontinental Hotel, where an assault was then captured on video, that maybe Combs was high on a bad batch of MDMA. But the idea here, Eva, I think, was to say that the violence from Combs was not to coerce Cassie Ventura into sex. It was the result of drugs, or
they were like on the sick one.
Another aspect was the result of jealousy and her infidelity, because we also heard today, Eva, about her dating Kid Cudi and about her dating the actor Michael B. Jordan, and how that led to some pretty scary arguments.
That's what they were saying, man, that she was dating like these dudes, other dudes. Well, and doing this other dudes, but Diddy knew, right? Diddy actually knew, you know, that, you know, he was there watching her, you know, acting on these acts, these what they call lured acts.
Ventura put it with Sean Combs.
Aaron, I also have to ask you, because the defense asked her today on the stand about drugs in the baby oil. What did she say about that?
Oh shit, that's a good question.
Oh, that was kind of a throwaway, and it just right before a break. But I think there's been some rumor about that there had been drugs in the baby oil, or the baby oil was tainted. But Cassie Ventura said that there were no drugs in the baby oil. She said plenty of other things about the baby oil during the course of her testimony, but drugs weren't apparently part of it.
Yeah, an internet rumor she dispelled there on the stand today.
Yeah, pun not intended. This guy says she said other stuff about the baby oil, but nothing about the drugs on the baby oil.
Aaron Kotursky, thank you so much there from the courthouse. Now let's break down some of the testimony from today's cross-examination of Cassie Ventura with ABC News legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer. You were also in the courtroom there today, so I'm curious to you, what was the standout moment?
Well, to narrow it down to just one is very difficult. So give me a chance to say two. Of course, those salacious text messages that everyone's talking about, details that are hard to get into. But I think not just the text messages, but the order in which they came about. The defense making the argument that Cassie and Combs had decided to have a freak off some days in advance, and the days leading up to those are where those salacious text messages came in, making it seem that Cassie really wanted to participate in them. But also, I didn't think I was going to wake up this morning and find myself having just an iota of sympathy for Combs, because in the end of the morning, the defense made it seem like these two might have been two addicts participating in sexual encounters, and that's where the violence came from. Cassie testifying that she believed that at some point in time, Combs was an addict trying to get out of it, and that the withdrawal made him very irritable and angry at times.
Oh, for sure, they were all addicts, man. I mean, shit, there's so many drugs. She was my friend right there. I'm not supposed to be saying certain words. But, I mean, they were doing everything, man. There were a whole Tijuana, walking the Tijuana pharmacy. You know, they were doing everything.
Also have to talk.
They had everything.
Talk about the jealousy that she talked about there on the stand in their relationship. And Cassie's concern about being a side piece, not the main girl. Tell us about that line of questioning.
So I think we're going to get there eventually when we get a broader sense of this. But don't forget, Kim Porter, whose children and that she shares with Sean Combs are in the court. I think the argument that we're having here is we see text messages like this. I'm nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend that you get your fantasies off with, and that's it. I don't get that, the other part, because Kim Porter is still in the scene. She is the quote-unquote main girl, and I think the argument here is that Cassie is...
Okay, so Kim Porter was still in a picture dating Diddy. So see, this paints a whole different.
Oh, say
indulging.
I'm not saying she's not a victim, though, right? Don't I don't want you guys getting all crazy on me.
His fantasies, hoping that if she keeps doing it, that Sean Combs will pick her. And the defense, I think, is making the argument that she's not getting the attention or the love that she wants. She's not becoming the main girl here. And it's the jealousy that is fueling the violence, not the fact that Sean Combs is trafficking her. And we start to see resemblance of that argument.
We heard Aaron Katursky mention the defense referenced those text messages today. What stood out to you?
So again, in the text messages, I think the conversation about how freak-offs were a part of their conversations, how they talked about going out and having a good time, but also plan the freak-offs. And the freak-offs seem to be part and parcel with the relationship. Looking at the dates again, we'll just go back to this.
What was that? Let me read the comment. Yo, what's up, Southtown? How you doing, man? Shout out to you. Let me hit you with the Don DeMarco right here. All right, let me see. It says, wonder if Diddy will have access to baby oil in his cell. Dude, man. Hey, man, probably already does, right? Probably, he's getting all. And thank you for tuning in, brother. Appreciate it.
Message real quick. That's 2009, where she said she's nervous about just being a girlfriend. And here's 2017, some years later,
then she was
saying,
with
I
it.
love the freak-offs when we both wanted. It seems like the issue wasn't about freak-offs or not.
Okay, so this is the Cassie 2017. I love our freak-offs when we both want it. Okay, this is painting a different thing. I'm still not saying that she was not a victim. I'm sure, she was a victim at a certain point, but it's like she's over here admitting that she loves the freak-offs, right? I mean,
how dare you?
Freak-offs, but that she wanted and enjoyed the freak-offs where they had a freak-off and then they had sexual relations afterwards, or vice versa, but they had that intimate time as a part of the freak-offs, not just that the freak-offs were bad altogether.
Not just something he wanted to do, something she wanted to participate in as well. The defense attorney has taken the lead here today in the questioning. Tell us about who this attorney is.
So Anna Estevos, she is the defense attorney who is cross-examining Cassie Ventura. We see some of her positions. He's a partner of the firm, White Collar Defense, worked as a federal defender in California for a year. I think she graduated law school in 2015. And so I see a lot of criticism online about her cross-examination. I would say from a factual standpoint, yes, you may see a defense attorney meander in the way that they ask questions, meander in the way that they're trying to argue. But the issue that stood out to me is some of the difficulties that she had in terms of getting the evidence in front of the court. The judge helping her out, sometimes making mistakes. And another thing that I'll add a little color of the court, the amount of notes that were handed up to her from Combs, Tenny Garagos, at one point it was just pink note after pink note after pink note. She had about 10 or so sitting next to her. And then I noticed at some point the pink notes ran out and they started giving her yellow notes. Just so much information to help her get along with this cross-examination. I think she's doing a good job of getting the facts, just getting there seems to be a little difficult.
Interesting. Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much for being with us today. And still ahead.
Yo, this is a lot. And this is a lot. And there's, I mean, what's this, day 4? And I was looking for a video, right? I was looking for the video, like try to see for the court, but they're saying that since this is a whole, what is it, a federal case, they don't have cameras. It's just drawings, and these drawings are crazy, right? They be drawing Diddy all crazy.
After 4 days of testimony and 1 day of cross-examination, which side seems to have the leg up here? Our legal team is standing by. Also coming up, will Trump pardon Diddy?
What?
Why that's one of the top searches about this.
What the fuck? Hey, they always got to bring Trump for this shit. I mean, what the hell? That was just random, right? And people are wondering, like, what the.
Also coming up, will Trump pardon Diddy? Why that's one of the top searches about this trial. Stay with us.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Crazy. Shout out to ABC News, man. Don't hit me with the
to ABC News Live. Day 4 of testimony has wrapped up. The first day of Cassie Ventura's cross-examination. The defense peppering her with questions about infidelity and jealousy in their relationship, showing the jury sexually explicit evidence concealed by privacy screens from the rest of the court. It's time to break down these legal arguments that we've seen today. We've got Brian Buckmeyer playing the defense today and Bernarda Villalona playing prosecutor. Brian, I'm going to start with you since the defense is doing the cross at the moment. Is the defense punching holes in this case?
I think to some degree they are, but as I'm listening to this testimony and seeing this cross-examination, I don't think it's so much that they're punching holes. It's more so that they're creating a separate narrative altogether. And I don't think that they're actually winning so much, and I think that the prosecution isn't winning. Because they're creating a separate narrative that is reasonable, that does create doubt, and that's what a defense attorney does. I'm left after the morning discussion when I was sitting there in court and reading the transcript as we continue.
Shout out to the artist, though. You know, I wouldn't be able to drive this, but it looks pretty tight, though, but it's just different, right?
Is this trafficking? Or is this two individuals who are addicted to drugs, violently and aggressively interacting with each other? Is this domestic violence or is this trafficking? I'm still having that question mark, but I don't think this witness is going to bring us all the way there. I think we still have to wait for the trial to continue.
Bernarda, you're sitting there as the prosecution watching this cross. You getting nervous?
Not at all, because the defense attorney is falling flat in terms of the delivery, in terms of how she's questioning Cassie Ventura, in terms of the logic in her questioning. It's all over the place and it's very difficult to follow. So yes, the defense attorney know what all the text messages are and the prosecution does as well. But guess who needs to know? The jury does. So the way and the manner that's being delivered and the way that she's being questioned is falling flat. So as the prosecutor, I'm like, okay, what's your next question? Because you're also giving a lot of time for Cassie to think about whatever question that you're posing to her, which is not good for the defense.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Della? Thanks. Shout out to you, man. Let me hit you with a Don DeMarco. Welcome to the stream, man. We're watching right now Diddy trial day 4. Cassie Ventura question about alleged violence and drugs. Man, this whole thing is crazy, man. It's crazy. These frick ops.
How dare you?
And the prosecution's going to have a chance to clean all this up after.
Absolutely.
So what
but it's not much to clean up, though. It's not much to clean up. The prosecutor is aware of these text messages because guess what? The prosecutor was the one who turned it over to the defense, so they're ready for it.
But I'll say this, though. I think the defense did a good job in the sense of, and again, this isn't the defense winning so much as the prosecution not so much. The prosecution gave us this much in terms of text message, and the defense got to have the opportunity, which I love doing when I'm a defense attorney, to say, hey, it's their burden. They're supposed to prove this case, but they gave you 5% of this conversation. I'm the one who's giving you 100% of it. This is the real context of it. And I think when you read all these text messages, it made it seem like the prosecution was somewhat disingenuous and not giving them everything. So even if the government comes up and rehabilitates, I would still be like, well, you never gave us the whole thing to begin with.
But I have to disagree because what's coming out through the defense is that the defense is bringing the lovey-dovey part of the relationship.
I agree, man. There's no there's no respect, man, for self-respect. Real quick, I had to make a post there too. They were doing all kinds of crazy stuff and drugs and all that, but you see these pictures, they don't look messed up, right? I mean, look at that. Well, she looking at it, I don't know if this is her look, but they look. I mean, she looks as her other pictures, same Diddy. But I mean, you never know, man. They were young here, right?
Because what's coming out through the defense is that the defense is bringing the lovey-dovey part of the relationship, right?
Oh.
He's on trial, not for the lovey-dovey part, he's on trial for the criminal part. So the prosecutor came out with the criminal part having to deal with the text messages and with the testimony that makes this case a criminal case, not the lovey-dovey part. In fact, the prosecution can clean that out. Like, yes, I told you in opening that they had a complicated relationship. At times they loved each other. They probably loved each other during the entire relationship. But what we're here for is the criminal part, which is the freak-offs that wasn't with her consent, which was the violence that was part of that coercion, that manipulation that put her in fear to unwillingly consent at times to these freak-offs.
Okay, we got to also talk about kind of the other issue at hand.
Yo, man, you hit it right on the nail, man. See, because yeah, I'm sure. This is not a fact, right? Oh, let me hold on. Okay, hold on. There's certain gestures I can't do because of the camera, but yeah, I'm sure. Like, I mean, there's got to be some stuff that Cassie, has too, because if she was recruiting people, I mean, she had power, right? So yeah, you're right. Not, and maybe there's dirt that Diddy has. Maybe there's things that. But she's taking the stand, but also to other people. There's a bunch of people, a lot of names have been exposed to keep out getting. They keep being exposed, right? So there's a lot of people involved that they do not want to be.
Come on, any other person would be held accountable and be
here,
locked up for this nonsense. Perfect example of
power. Boom. Facts, man.
Cassie is 8.5 months pregnant, and the judge was very clear that he wants the defense to wrap this up because she might give birth any moment. Is that a problem for the defense?
I mean, it depends on how you want to operate. I'm not going to say that I have done this. I'm not going to say that people I know have done this. But if you know a witness is on the clock and then they have to end their testimony, the defense could be bumbling, dragging their feet to some degree, because if they finish their cross-examination late into Friday afternoon, it limits the amount of time that Bernardo is talking about to rehabilitate this witness. Because if they end at 3 o'clock on Friday and they know they only have 2 hours to do a redirect, it hurts their opportunity to try to make their case better. So maybe there's some.
Yeah, I don't think this case is gonna end anytime soon, man. This is gonna, take a while.
Strategy that her having to leave
We're
at
in
a
for a
certain
ride.
time actually
Let's
helps
put
the
it that way.
defense.
So you think they're using the strategy?
I'm not saying that any defense attorney has ever done this, nor have I said that I have done this. I'm just saying theoretically it could be possible.
Okay, I have to ask you also, both of you, who do you think has the leg up here right now? Bernardo, you go first.
Well, we're still dealing with just the first main witness, right? So I can't say that anybody has the leg up that's going to carry out the entire trial. But I would say that based on the direct examination and the cross-examination so far, that the prosecution still has the leg up, because whatever little damage, minor damage that was done today, I think can still be explained. And you also have other witnesses have to testify. So
I think at this point it's 50-50, and as a defense attorney, 50-50 means there's reasonable doubt, and that means the defense wins. But I do think this.
Yo, let me make a pause. Yo, that was sick, right? Homeboy he had a butler with an umbrella. That guy was, dude. That tells you right there, man. They were partying heavy, man.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, man. I forgot about that butler, man. But yeah, I remember a lot of people were like, man, hey, man, if I had that money, man, I'll be walking around with that butler. Hey, yeah, you got that kind of money, man. That kind of money makes you do crazy shit. I mean, proven fact, right here with Diddy. Yeah. Dude has so much money, man. He was doing some crazy ass stuff. He was doing some Caligula type of stuff, right?
That's when I was like, I don't like this fool.
I like, who's that? Where is that butler, man? Somebody find the butler. Is the butler around?
Because whatever little damage, minor damage that was done today, I think can still be explained. And you also have other witnesses that have to testify. So
I think at this point it's 50-50, and as a defense attorney, 50-50 means there's reasonable doubt, and that means the defense wins. But I do think this. Cassie is not the star witnesses that we all been talking about. She is the star victim. I don't think she would know herself if she was trafficked or abused because she was so into this.
So
I
much,
think what
yeah.
has to happen, the star witness, would be someone inside of Sean Combs' inner circle to say, this wasn't a drug-fueled relationship. We all knew she was being trafficked. Combs told me this. This person knew it. That person knew it. She was just so wrapped in it, she didn't know she was being trafficked. So until that person comes and testifies and they get that information, I don't think we know who's winning this case so far.
As a prosecution, is that a hard, bridge to build?
Oh yeah, Dylan. That dude got to know a lot. I mean, he was carrying an umbrella, chasing Diddy, man. Imagine probably that guy was over there doing the freak off, and he's like probably calling the butler like, "Hey man, I'm gonna need some shade. Can you bring that umbrella?" Jeez.
no, not at all, because the prosecution, the government has the power. You decide who you're going to prosecute. You decide who you want to cut a deal with. You decide who you're going to want to bring in as a witness, who you want to compel as a witness, who you say, you know what, you committed a crime. I'm going to hold this against you unless you are willing to cooperate and come in and testify. So not concerned as a prosecutor because you have the whole government behind you and resources as well. So while Diddy is a billionaire, was a billionaire, and
oh snap! Oh, ouch! Look at homeboy over here, man. Oh, now they're cracking jokes on Diddy. He's like, did you guys catch that? He's like, Diddy is a millionaire. He's like, I'm sorry, was a millionaire. Oh man!
Shit.
Let's play this. Let me play it again.
Again.
Get that information. I don't think we know who's winning this case so far.
As a prosecution, is that a hard, bridge to build?
No, not at all, because the prosecution, the government has the power. You decide who you're going to prosecute. You decide who you want to cut a deal with. You decide who you're going to want to bring in as a witness, who you want to compel as a witness, who you say, you know what, you committed a crime. I'm going to hold this against you unless you are willing to cooperate and come in and testify. So not concerned as a prosecutor because you have the whole government behind you and resources as well. So while Diddy is a billionaire, was a billionaire and does have a lot of money and wealth and can bring firms in, the government is the government and has pretty.
Yeah, these fuckers are cold, yo.
Emotional damage.
How dare you, man?
How dare you?
Much unlimited resources to bring this prosecution, and they know that they can't fall flat, so they are giving it their all.
And there are still weeks ahead.
Someone got immunity. Someone's going to testify.
Have to.
It's an evil world out there, man.
Thank you both so much for being with us. And coming up, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, snaps.
And what does white nail polish mean? Two topics a lot of people are searching online.
Wait a minute, white polish. Is that like a keyword for something? Whoa.
When it comes to this Diddy trial, we'll tell you why when we come back.
That's a good question. I mean, the trial's still continuing tomorrow, right? I mean, there's got to be a lot of witnesses, Dylan. Think. I mean, we're talking more than 10. I mean, freak offs. Come on, man. How many people were those freak offs? Just think about it, right? Like, sheesh.
It's an evil world we live in.
Welcome back. We are following the latest in the sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy
man.
trial of
Doesn't
Sean
even feel
Diddy
real, bro.
Combs. But first, let's get you up to speed on some of the other
Parallel
big court
universe
cases happening right now. In Idaho today, a pretrial hearing for Brian Koberger. The judge went over the basic rules for his upcoming capital murder trial and left the door open to possibly sequestering the jury.
Oh, okay. This is for
Koberger's
the
lawyers insist he had nothing to
Idaho
do with the
4.
deadly
That's another
stabbings of
case.
4 college students.
This was a
set
crazy
for
case.
August. The Menendez brothers possibly one step closer to being released from prison.
Oh, we got to follow up this case, man. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Menendez brothers case. I was a little kid when this popped off, and I was here, in L.A. actually. living in South Central, but I don't, I'm not going to be listening to the news. I found out through the Netflix documentary. Hit me with a number 7 if you have watched that Netflix documentary. I want to know what you guys think about it.
Prison. Multiple sources telling ABC News the hearing initiated by Governor Newsom next month to explore a path to clemency.
Oh, Dylan, man, that's why a lot of people were at those freak-offs, man. They were trying to make it, man. They were trying to become, a lot of people fly from fucking, I'm not supposed to say that F word. In other words, I'm trying to clean my streams, but sorry about that, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of people that come over here to become actors, actresses, artists, and all that. Shout out to y'all, man. Keep on doing what y'all do, man. Keep at it. And yeah, man, there's people that got involved probably back then trying to make it. And
for the two,
check it out.
Turned into a regular parole board hearing. The move could expedite the brothers' path to freedom. However, if they're granted immediate parole, and that is not a given, it could be months or even years before they are actually released. In the Karen Reed murder retrial just outside of Boston, the medical examiner taking the stand saying John O'Keefe died from blunt impact injuries of the head and hypothermia, but she couldn't determine how those injuries happened. Reed has denied allegations she hit her then boyfriend, a Boston police officer, with her car and it online. And that's where our segment Searched comes into play, where we break down people are, in this case, entertainment and pop culture for us. Kelly. Okay, so based on our ABC website outside court for just a chance to get inside. Kelly Carter joins us now. She covers entertainment and pop culture for us. Kelly. Okay, so based on into the trial include will Trump pardon Diddy? And just to give you an idea of how interested people are in this case, take a look at this. People camping out in tents in the rain outside court for just a chance to get inside. Kelly Carter joins us now. She covers entertainment and pop culture for us. Kelly. Okay, so based on our ABC web search data, nearly all the people in the Diddy Cassie world mentioned during the trial have seen a bump in searches. So, like who?
Yeah, people are searching for names like Kim Porter, who obviously is a former partner of Sean Combs. She is now deceased, but they shared 3 biological children together, and a 4th one that they...
That's another crazy case. Kim Porter, Diddy's ex. That's another crazy case, man. May she rest in peace.
They raised together. And also Michael B. Jordan, that came up initially in jury selection, but again in courtroom today because people are discovering that they potentially may have dated when they were filming a movie together briefly at some point. So people are searching, trying to see if there's anything that they can call from what was mentioned in court.
We call it the poke here on the stream, though, just in case. Yeah, but dude, YouTube still trips, Dylan, so gotta use keywords, right? I hate that. Whatever happened to freedom of speech? Nah, code words. My bad. Let's go back to it.
Today with that name.
Now, this next topic actually popped up 2 days in a row because it was up yesterday as well. Imprisoned Suge Knight says Trump will pardon Diddy if convicted, was widely searched.
Wild, bro.
Then today, will Trump pardon Diddy?
Yeah, I want to remind people again that Suge Knight, of course, was a rival
Look at that.
music mogul to Sean Combs. He ran Death Row Records, his co-founder.
My brother, the Trump was over there at the parties too.
Sensational.
That's crazy, man.
Shit.
Of that, while Combs was founder of Bad Boy Records, and they
most of them partying together,
so
bro.
He gave a prison side interview where he mentioned that he thinks that might happen should Sean be found guilty in this court of law.
This next search is interesting. What does white nail polish mean?
Yeah, people are obviously searching that because there's a lot of conversation about how Sean may have orchestrated every little bit of these freak-offs, and including what she wore, including what color her nails were, and he requested, according to her, that they were white. And so people are trying to discover, is there some hidden meaning? Of course, if you search that, you will see that it tells you what it always tells you about the color white, is that it means purity of some sort, but people are trying to see if there's some deeper meaning with that one as well.
Yo, Dilladank, what about Diddy with Trump and biting his lower lip?
Well, with that search.
Another question people are asking, who is Jonathan Odie?
Now, this one is interesting. Jonathan Odie was arrested a couple of years back for
that
opening
was the
fire
stripper?
against some police officers in a Trump hotel in Miami. And he
Yeah,
said
this
at
crazy
the
dude.
time that he is a former adult film star who was hired to be Sean Combs's sex slave. No one really paid attention to that conversation, but his name came up in court this week as Cassie identified him as one of these sex workers that they would hire. So apparently,
And everybody laughed at this guy. I'm gonna play the video after this. But everybody was laughing at him. He was saying that he was part of the freak offs and he pumped Diddy or something. I'm paraphrasing, allegedly, or Cassie and other people.
there may have been something to his claims a few years ago.
And this last question, we heard one of our legal contributors also reference Diddy's worth. People want to know, what's Diddy's net worth?
Yeah, and I think that probably came up because, of course, we found out in court what that settlement fee was for that 2023 civil suit that Cassie filed against Sean and settled, within 24 hours. And then that amount was $20 million, which to all of us watching and even to those of us covering this trial is a large sum of money. And so people wanted to probably get an idea of how much of a hit that was to an empire that we knew at some point had grown to $1 billion enterprise, but probably is significantly less and hovering around maybe 300 million now, according to a couple of financial reports.
Kelly, as always, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. We'll be back with new episodes every day of the trial. The show streams right here on ABC News Live, Disney Plus, and Hulu weekdays at 5:30 p.m.
There we go. Diddy's got money, bro. Like maybe he doesn't have oh, you remember that, Dilladank? Diddy has money though. Diddy he has money. Maybe under his name account, like is that little millions that he has, but that guy has all kinds of crazy accounts all over the place, man. So let me look for that video. Let me look for that video that stripper that was talking about that he was part of the freak offs and Diddy used to make him sleep with Cassie and other people allegedly, right? Stripper arrested. Let me see here. Let me put the music a little bit up. Do me a favor, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in right now, tuning in on Facebook and on X. If you guys don't have us on X, that's Twitter. That's follow us at X. What was it? X/ActivateLA.com. That way, you guys can. We post videos there. I post videos up there that I cannot post on Instagram. I cannot post on Facebook or here on YouTube because of the restrictions. So you guys can see the videos that we cannot see here. And shout out to everybody if you are watching from Facebook and X. Do me a favor, come on over to let me see YouTube. Let me put YouTube. ActivateLA. YouTube.com/. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want to support the channel. And so this is the channel. This is the channel on on YouTube. Hit the like button, man. Come on over. Let's support the stream. That was crazy. I do remember. Okay, so let me look for the video real quick. How quick? Real quick. Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Let me see. It was S worker, right? Oh, here we go. Found it. Hoo, 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 hoo.
I really didn't think I would. Something that when
Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. All right. So we found the video. All right. You can support the channel by hitting the like button, by dropping your favorite emoji. Thank you, guys.
I first heard it, I actually had no idea what slave for Sean.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days, yeah.
So when this interview came out, this guy's supposed to be like a sex worker, and he got arrested for something else, right? But then he's talking to the cop, and out of nowhere, he starts telling the cop, yeah, I used to be a sex worker, and I used to get hired by Diddy and participate in his freak offs, and I used to, pump him and or allegedly, right, his guests and allegedly, I think Cassie and I don't know. So, and people, this was like, I don't know, even you look at the footage and it looks hella grainy and looks old, right? But anyway, so these cameras are always look, janky and shit. But everybody thought he was crazy. He's talking about, yeah, man, I used to do this. He used to be at the freak offs with Diddy. I know him. I used to, do all kinds of sex acts. And they're like, yeah. But fast forward now, they're even talking about him. Cassie's talking about him. That he used to engage, they used to engage Cassie and him and Diddy. And now everybody's like, oh, fuck, we didn't believe this guy. We used to think he was crazy, but check this out.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days, yeah, go ahead.
The man who allegedly opened fire inside of one of former President Donald Trump's Florida hotels several years ago made some wild state.
Oh, I thought it was a traffic stop, but this dude got crazy, came in with the fuego.
To law enforcement in his interviews, saying he was a sex slave for Sean Diddy
Combs.
Combs.
Sex slave.
Well, now that federal investigators have raided 2 of the rapper's homes and an arrest and indictment in a sex trafficking operation could be imminent, the man's comments sound a little less crazy.
There we go. That's what I'm saying.
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, I'm going to talk about something.
Now it doesn't sound so crazy,
I really didn't
right?
think I would. Something that when I first
Shout out
heard
to, Jesse
I
Weber.
actually had no idea what this was even about. So this came up during multiple times during our live Q&A shows on the Law and Crime Network when we were covering questions on the Sean Combs case. And a name kept coming up in connection with Combs, and I couldn't understand it. Jonathan Oddie. Now, that name may seem familiar to you, and I will explain why. But what I'm also going to do is try to break down and possibly debunk the connection between this man and Combs, but maybe not. Because as wild as
this video was a year ago, by the way.
They may make sense now. We'll talk about that.
They make a lot of sense now.
The reason I say all of this is because after several bombshell lawsuits were filed against Combs, accusing him of sexual assault, physical violence, human trafficking, after federal agents raided his homes, reportedly pursuant to an ongoing sex trafficking investigation, all of these numerous videos and social media posts and old interviews and more, they've all popped up. Particularly in the last 2 weeks, people trying to make some connections between what he said or people said and these allegations. Now, to be clear, Combs has not been charged with any crimes connected to this raid. But as charges may be on the horizon and the investigation continues, there is something that has surfaced. This police interrogation of a man who allegedly opened fire inside of one of former President Donald Trump's hotels, Jonathan Oddie. What is his connection to Diddy? Or should I say perceived connection to Diddy? Let me give you a little background. Now, you might remember back in 2018, a man went into the Trump National Doral Miami Hotel and Resort in the middle of the night and went on a rampage. The state attorney's office says that Jonathan Oddie fired shots inside the lobby and toward the chandelier on the ceiling, then draped a giant American flag across the hotel's front desk. He allegedly walked around breaking items like computer monitors, throwing things around the lobby. When police officers arrived and confronted him, there was a shootout. Oddie seemingly tried to make a run for it, but he had been shot in the leg. He didn't get very far. Police found him hiding. They took him into custody. Adi was taken to the hospital with 3 gunshot wounds,
Damn,
2 in one
this
leg,
guy
one
looks
in
like
the
a
other.
professional, though.
And while at the hospital, Adi reportedly made several bizarre statements and asked repeatedly to speak with the FBI, Secret Service, CIA, the media. When Adi appeared before a judge, he didn't make any kind of wild outbursts, but he seemingly admitted to committing at least one of the crimes he's charged with.
1 count of aggravated assault with a firearm.
But there's the judge, right? That she always comes out. Reminded me of a what's that Macy Lathers case? I gotta do an update on that. We go anyway.
1 count of armed burglary with a battery or an assault. 1 count of armed criminal mischief causing damages greater than $1,000.
Damn.
1 count of armed grand theft, and 1 count of making a false fire alarm offense. So those are the charges. Sir, do you have any money to pay for your own private attorney?
I will request as of now that the court grants me an attorney. I do have funds to pay for my attorney, but I haven't had time to meet with him yet. So I don't know if they're going to take my case or not.
Given the serious nature of these charges, I will appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you for this preliminary first appearance hearing. Well, it's very clear. It says
This guy is about to get a lot of interviews, man. This guy's about to make some money. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a couple of books coming out. But yeah, if he was if Cassie was a victim, this guy probably was a victim too, right? I mean, wanting the money, doing them. I'm not saying like Cassie was not a victim, okay? But I'm saying if she was forced and everything, and once you're involved with that, and then being under the influence of all those drugs and this and that, this guy, right? This guy was like a slave, sex slave to them. I mean, the only way you get there is like first either you're partying or you're there getting paid, and then after a while you get hooked. Because they used to have the freakouts like for days, weeks, months, I don't know.
surveillance footage and witness accounts corroborate that the defendant discharged a handgun multiple times at the arriving City of Doral Police Department and Miami-Dade Police Department law enforcement officers. So that, even though it doesn't specifically state 5, it does mention that there were more than, I believe, two uniformed officers, in addition to the unarmed security guard who threatened to kill as well. And there was damages greater than $1,000 at the Trump National Doral, because it says it was over 30,000. So, anything else?
Well, unclear. Well, like I said, there's unclear. There's not a number specifically listed. There could have been one officer on one side and one officer on the other, and that's officers in general and plural. As far as that's, and I don't think I didn't see necessarily the alarm pushing, but that might I did push alarm.
It's not specifically mentioned here, although. Okay.
Why are people laughing over
You
there?
know, sir, everything's being recorded, just so you know. If you want to speak, it's fine. I'm happy to listen. Your attorney turned the microphone off, though.
Oh, the attorney doesn't want him
wise
to.
move.
Despite having happened so many years ago, though, Adi's case has still not yet gone to trial. The next in-person status update at the Miami-Dade County Courthouse is scheduled for April 19th. So with all that in mind, what does this all have to do with Diddy?
Bring it back.
Well, after Adi was released from the hospital while still wearing what appears to be a hospital gown, Adi did interviews with law enforcement, including the Secret Service. And we have part of that interrogation. And I will tell you right now, he says some bizarre stuff, okay? After talking about various kinds of conspiracy theories, Adi...
Let me make a quick pause right here. Do you guys remember the, a couple of years ago, there was a guy that came out. He got arrested for a bunch of stuff, right? He went up in the building, Donald Trump building, and got crazy. Started doing some crazy disruption, and then he got arrested later on. He started talking about how he was Puff Daddy, sex slave. So bringing it back to, that was I think 2017. Now 2025. Yeah. Now that this whole Cassie and the Diddy trial is going on, it does not sound so crazy. We're InfoActivateLA. Please hit the like button. All right, let's keep on listening to this.
He asks this one thing out of the blue.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever he calls himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people.
Okay, first thing to talk about here. The Boule is a real thing. It is the senior leadership of Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the oldest postgraduate fraternity founded by and for black men. It was a secret society in its beginning, but now has chapters all over the United States. This is an organization for black professionals already experienced in their careers, and Sean Diddy Combs is sometimes rumored to have been a member of Sigma Pi Phi, but no indication that he is. Tell me this whole thing isn't a little bit out there, right? Really makes you think about the people in your life, what they're all about. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Well, there is a service that can help you learn about the reality about the people in your life. Truthfinder.com. Great sponsor of ours. Honestly, what an amazing service that can provide
this guy's good with the commercials, huh?
safety for you guys. Why do I say that?
Let me skip. Shout out to Law Crime Network.
You want to check out who these mind right interview. Adi says he settled a lawsuit with Combs. Background reports at truthfinder.com/LC sidebar. Hope you check it out. Now, a little later in this interview, Adi says he settled a lawsuit with Combs, but doesn't really go into detail. This is when he starts to create a web of people that he believes are involved in a larger conspiracy.
I had settlement with Sean, okay? And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5, okay?
So Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes might be names you recognize. They are well-known legal partners who have represented celebrities like Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, Winona Ryder, Colin Kaepernick, Jussie Smollett. Now, Mark Garagos has helped Combs fight legal battles before. In fact, in 2015, the Los Angeles County District Attorney decided not to file felony charges against Combs after he reportedly assaulted a football coach at UCLA with a kettlebell weight. Now, Combs' son Justin was on the team, and the coach reportedly sent him home from practice. It was a whole big mess. Ben Mercedes, though, he has an even closer relationship with Combs. He was actually a Bad Boy Entertainment intern back
he's a
when
real
it was
bad boy, right?
Records. Ben and his father Kenny were honored at a Variety magazine event called Power of Law back in 2019, and Combs was there to speak about them. Ben Mercedes also took the podium and had some kind words for Combs. He said, quote, Sean Combs gave me an internship which changed my life when I was in high school. For those who don't know, Bad Boy Records is the SEAL Team 6 of internships. It prepared me for everything being under Puff's tutelage, which is why I think when judges yell at me, it's nothing compared to Puff. He talked about joining up with Mark Garagos after he graduated from Georgetown, saying he believed Garagos truly liked him because, quote, no matter how hard he yelled at me, I was willing to take it based on everything I had experienced with Puffy. Okay, so Adi knows that Garagos and Mercedes are connected with Combs, but the agenda that they're supposedly pushing is unclear at this point in the interview. But then Adi drops a bombshell. So, in a 2023 lawsuit, Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, she sued Sean Combs. She claimed that the rapper just supplied her with drugs, forced her to participate in group sex with prostitutes. She says that the sessions were often filmed. Okay, this is what she alleged in 2020.
Yeah, eventually those tapes are going to be recovered. Mark my words. I'm not going to say they're going to be all hackers, so you never know. But that's going to be crazy, man. Once those tapes start appearing, man.
3, that lawsuit was settled. But now listen to what Adi says. Again, before this lawsuit was ever filed, before any of these details that she alleged were made public, listen to what he said.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV.
It sounded crazy, right? It sounded crazy back then.
Slave, okay.
He sounded crazy back then, but now.
Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right?
That is eerie.
That's crazy. So, did you guys hear what he said? You know, Diddy will be like coordinating everything and through the speakers and stuff. I guess he'll be like on the other side directing.
Is eerie. But not only that, Adi says he got an STD from the encounter and sued.
I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Garibos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Of course, this was years before Cassie filed her lawsuit against Combs, so the investigators aren't really sure what Adi is talking about, and they move on. But knowing what we know now about the allegations that Cassie made and others made, Adi's statement seems to corroborate some of what she said, right?
Yo, what's up? Big shout out to Luis Alfonso. How you doing, man? Shout out to you.
Sex with escorts or prostitutes. Adi, who describes himself as an investor and entrepreneur, is also reportedly a former stripper and porn actor. Could it be that he was working as an escort in the Miami area when Cassie claims the session happened? But during the interview, Adi often makes references to a cabal of rich people who have agendas. He claims the hip-hop world had its own goal.
The hip-hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States.
Yeah, this guy's going to get a bunch of interviews, man, for sure, man.
They move all the dope, okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by the inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powdered MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself.
You said in the bottles?
Diddy and Cassie.
Okay. Is this the oil bottles?
They move what's called, which don't get screened by
customs,
by the inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powdered MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay.
He said liquid cocaine in the bottles. Does that make sense, though? Does that sound familiar, man? From when Puff Daddy or Diddy, Sean Combs, got busted and they found all those oil bottles, man. I'm telling you, man, this guy sounded crazy. Even I remember I saw part of this interview. I didn't even pay attention. Just seen part of it. I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy, But now,
it's what's called high grade powdered and by DEA. They move all the dope, okay, all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by
customs,
by the inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powdered MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in their bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time.
This particular statement brings your attention to multiple allegations in Cassie's lawsuit, as well as a lawsuit that was filed by Rodney Jones.
And now this video that we're playing right now, because earlier we played the part of the trial, right, or what they was said on the trial, and that video was uploaded 4 hours ago. This video was from a year ago.
Little Rod Jones,
it's almost towards the end, by
music
the way.
Producer for Diddy. They both talk about rampant drug use within Combs' inner circle. Now, Jones's filing says that Combs' chief of staff, Christina Quorum, required all employees to walk around with a fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy or MDMA, marijuana gummies, and something called Tucci or pink cocaine. It actually doesn't contain any actual cocaine.
2C. Yeah, 2C. That's actually, yeah, okay, yeah, because remember, they linked Macy Lathers, Marie Lathers case to, because that's what Macy was on, right? The pink cocaine, 2C. And that's something that's they say, what I heard, actually even Fresh and Fit talked about it, that many models or people, chicks in Florida, Miami, they mess with that pink 2C, over there. So I guess that's the same thing that Puff Daddy or Diddy was doing over there. But so the manager, that chick right now that they posted, where is she at?
GHB. Jones's filing says that Combs' chief of staff,
Where's she
Christina
at?
required all employees to walk around with a fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy or MDMA, marijuana gummies, and something called Tucci or pink cocaine. It actually doesn't contain any actual cocaine. It's apparently
nasty.
a mixture of ketamine, MDMA, and caffeine. Adi again mentions an alleged lawsuit settlement between himself and Combs, but really doesn't get the chance to elaborate further.
I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that I was going to expose him.
I don't want to talk about Diddy right now. I want to talk about you. Help me understand you.
By the way, we have found no evidence that Combs...
Yo, man, that guy was willing to talk, and the officer did not know that he had the fucking legendary interview. Well, I can't call it legendary, right, in this case, but valuable interview for the case. Let's go.
Paid Adi $5 million. Just want to be clear about that. But that is what Adi has to say about Combs in his interrogation. But how does this all connect back to a shootout at a hotel? Well, it seems Adi is making the connection between Combs and his lawyers and then presidential candidate Donald Trump. Adi had made many pro-Trump statements and seemed to believe that the attorneys were trying to take him down. So he decided that the American flag draped across the front desk of a hotel would send some sort of message. Now, while some of what Adi had to say seems to correlate with the new investigation into Combs or these new allegations asserted against Combs, we do need to take everything with a very large grain of salt because Adi is not the most reliable narrator. Here's another portion of his interview.
They've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump, so people hate him, okay, because they know he is very alpha. Okay, very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money, and he likes women, and they know they want to defame him in certain ways with Stormy, with other people, because they want him out of the government, okay? But it ain't happening because it's too smart for them. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying to, right?
Don is intelligent. We have a similar type of intelligence and overview of things. The only thing is he's not seeing that Hillary is a distant cousin of his and Obama have a different plan for him. Do you understand? No offense with Obama. I love each and every American, but he was part of that 9/11 agenda. He's a CIA agent, an ex-CIA agent. That's why there's so much identity issues with Obama. Who knows his real name? They say,
now this guy's sounding crazy, right? But at the same time, man, that's the way it sounded. He sounded back then, a couple of years ago with Cassie.
He was born in Indonesia, and he's also born in Hawaii. Nobody knows why, because he's an ex-CIA agent.
Okay.
Basically, Osama bin Laden never existed. It was a creation of the CIA, and it was Obama in a cave talking and looking like an Arab, and then they bombed the Twin Towers. Okay, so my problem is I'm here to expose each and single one of them to the American public for the crimes committed on September 11th, 2001.
Wild stuff. I know. But could there be some truth sprinkled in with all of that conspiracy talk? Could the feds be talking to Adi and finding out what he knows about Combs and his operation? As I said, Adi's still facing charges in Miami with the next scheduled hearing for a couple weeks from now. Interesting to think about. All right, that's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. As always, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube.
There we go. Wow. Shout out to everybody, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I am King Activate from ActivateLA, man. We live stream usually Friday nights at 7 between 7 and 9 now. And shout out to everybody tuning in on Facebook. Shout out to everybody tuning in on X, man. I'm live streaming over there too. And shout out to everybody tuning in on YouTube, man. If you guys from Facebook and X can come on over to YouTube and hit the like button and just drop one of your favorite emojis or drop a comment, it will help. It's gonna help the stream. Is gonna help the algorithm kick in and let people know, yo, this guy is live again. And they got a P. Diddy untold story. Look at this. Oh, we gotta watch this right here. I forgot this guy's name. Oh, they got a bunch of people. Oh man, all I need now is time, man. We'll check it out this coming week, man. I'll try to hop on. What is this, like 46? Okay, I'll make some time. So is this Cassie right here? What we're seeing? I gotta go to sleep. Okay, that's Diddy over there, chasing her. That's crazy, man. Let me get back to the studio because I'm about to end the live stream. But once again, man, thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm gonna try to bring you guys a little bit more content. I appreciate the support. Hit the like button. For the people asking if I'm going to be putting out gear, am I selling the t-shirts back again? You can support by purchasing the t-shirts down below. And I have another website where they're a little bit cheaper, but I'm still on the works on the store. But if you're watching the replay, you can hit the thanks and donate, or hit the Cash App at ActivateLA. That's a money sign ActivateLA. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, man. Once again, man, I am your friend King Activate from ActivateLA. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, peace.
It's an evil world we live in.
Perfect. following podcast will most definitely contain language that will both offend and stimulate. Any situations mirroring your real life are purely coincidental and have nothing to do with you. Calm your